Virgo, welcome to your reading for Gemini season. Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution. My name is Debbie and Virgo. This is your reading for season of Gemini. So you are a mutable sign, as is Gemini. So for the mutable signs, this season marks a major comeback, like a really big era for you for the mutable signs, right? And this is a really good time to reinvent yourself. So specifically for Virgo, your theme for Gemini season is all about your purpose. Either redefining your purpose or finding one if you feel like you haven't found it yet. It's about finding your inner voice and letting that speak for you. So that throat chakra, right? And letting go of things from the past. So I'm just taking a look at my notes because I don't want to miss anything for our Virgo friends. So Virgo, you're really kind of ending a really challenging cycle of hardships, right? So Gemini season it invites you to expand your horizons and to step into a completely new purpose. So if you thought one thing was your purpose, that could very well be it. But there's a really big expansion coming for you. So maybe not let yourself get limited to the lists that we create, right? And be part of the mutable sign that you are and expect the unexpected, right? This is also a time to focus on realigning with your spirit. I just read for Gemini, and there was a lot of intuitive information for them to lean into their intuition. So Virgo, you're realigning with your spirit, with your soul, with your essence, whatever that is for you, for the part of you that is unseen, right? Not this physical element of yourself, but the spiritual element of yourself. And it's also a really good time for you to heal old emotional wounds. So this will help you to release stress or even burdens from your past, right? That you've been carrying around for a long time, and you're going to step into a new element of success. So we have 5 decks today. We have the wild unknown archetypes. We have moonology, we have tarot, we have animal spirit, and we have angels. Yes, we're changing it up a little bit. So Virgo, let's get into your reading, and this will be just for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. So always, Virgo, if you have any questions about this, put it in the comment box. And always, if you would like to schedule a reading around your personal situation, reach out and let's get you on the books. Summer is coming, right? Gemini season leads us right into summer, right? So Gemini season ends and summer begins in Cancer. So if you want to know what the summer holds for you or how you can better navigate your way through summer, especially with these changes, right? Just reach out. Let's get you on the books. Let's get you a reading for your summer. So let's see, Virgo, what does the wild unknown archetypes? I do have the guidebook here because I don't know this deck very well, and it's in Roman numerals as well. So a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but that's okay. So we will pull 3 cards out of this deck. And here's the back of the deck, by the way. It's a round deck. It's a circular deck, which I thought would be kind of fun to use a different type of deck. Most of my decks are rectangular. So a little circular motion. And what do we have here for our Virgo friends? Eros. Okay. Oh, wait, you have 4 cards here. Okay, Eros, Thanatos. Here's Eros. And I'm not good at Roman numerals, so. Here's Thanatos. This looks like hands. This is very interesting. These cards have never come out in a reading. The Cave. I like the Cave. I've had the Cave for myself in the past. And the Maiden. This is very interesting because I just did the reading for Gemini and they had the Mother. So, and they come in the Trinity, right? The Mother, the Maiden, and the Crone. Yeah. So, you have the Maiden. Interesting. Interesting. So let's see if I can figure this out. Your first card was Eros. You see, all these things are all in Roman numerals at the top. So, since I agape, let me see the mirror. X X X X. So you are the first. This book is broken down into different sections. You are the first card for the initiations. So Virgo. Of course, right? Nothing like really getting out of your comfort zone. Here is the card again, Eros. And it's supposed to go this way. And it says, love as desire, eroticism, sensuality. Okay. This is great. The Hindu goddess Lalita, she who plays, can help activate Eros energy. She is also known as the Empress of Desire, Kameshvari. And it says, when Eros is lit up, Eros is passion, playfulness, sexual health. This is all second chakra stuff. So through Eros, although Eros can be depicted as an unbridled sexuality and eroticism, a more contemplative understanding of this archetype energy leads us to the root of desire itself. Always something much more, right? The root of desire itself. What do you long for? Why are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitate in the face of intimacy? Sounds like some healing here, right? Eros reconnects us with the primal longing to merge with another human being. With another human being, nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive we are separate from. Eros allows us to momentarily unite. Okay, so this is exploring all of the things, right? But again, what is the root of your desire itself? This could be a little bit of shadow work coming up, just saying. And we have Thanatos. And this is part of the same initiations. Thanatos. And here is this. Funny, like the first three cards are all black and white. And then the last card, the maiden, is in color. I'm just pointing that out. That could mean coming out of the dark into the light. Thanatos. Oh, this is about death. Okay, death and rebirth. Facing death leads us to truth. Very interesting, because you just had Eros, and it's about the root, the desire, the root of desire itself, or the root of things. The root of things is the truth, right? And this is about facing. Thanatos apparently means death, leads us to aletheia, which is truth. This is going to be very interesting, Virgo. Probably some very big revelations, right? And this, again, your focus is purpose. So it could be changing your purpose, like the purpose you had aligned with. It could be a soul contract is here in here as well. That's what's coming up. There are those with a great gift for navigating Thanatos energy. Thankfully, we find these generous souls in emergency rooms, hospitals, hospice centers, and the like. So you could very well, Virgo, be someone who helps people like navigate through these really difficult, hard times where they feel like they're coming to the end of something, really like they're hitting rock bottom kind of thing. So when Thanatos is lit up, or when it's in its light, it is about grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is, the deepest of the truth. This is a really big spiritual reading so far, and part of your focus for Gemini season is reconnecting right with your spiritual self. Let's go into the cave. This backs us up a little bit here, I think. I just have to figure this book out. Let me go back here. Ah, here we go. Okay. In the cave, okay. So the cave is part of the places chapter of this book. So the cave it's the dark, it's the portal, it is the interior. This is all about your inner self. This is about your soul. This is your connection to source divine, your intuition, your psychic abilities. Slowly and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude will grow within the dark confines of caves. Let the cave teach you patience. Or let the unknown, trust in the unknown. Because you don't know what it will reveal, right? Until it's divinely timed right to do so. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? So what within the cave even draws you closer to it? So what revelations are you discovering about yourself and your beliefs in your inner true self cause you back in even further? When the cave is in light, it is the sacred center within. And there's just a little baby light at the very top. And then you have the maiden. And she's back here. She's card number 8. That I know. Have you never seen this deck before? It's a very interesting deck. And I rarely use it for readings. Okay, I just had the Mother, which was the first card for Gemini. I just pulled that out for Gemini. And now we have my apologies for taking so long. The Maiden. Now look at this card. You had Eros, right? Then you had Thanos, so death and rebirth. Then you have the cave. Like, what is drawing you in? Once you start a journey to something new, I get a feeling you're going to really be pulled into the journey as each layer reveals itself. The maiden, right? The virgin, the princess, the innocent. This is a brand new beginning. Moving from the maiden to the mother is challenging, often leaving unresolved tensions between the two archetypes for years, if not a lifetime. Now, Virgo, this is going to go back to my notes here. This is going to go back to, and I love when these things line up. I know it's probably going to sound, this whole reading at the beginning, Virgo, might sound a little ominous, but just trust in the process of life. Trust in the process of your soul, right? Again, you're coming to a conclusion, right, of really challenging cycles of hardships, right? We said that, and you're stepping into a whole brand new purpose. It could be because of the hardships that you have endured. You will then become the teacher of those things, or even some type of a therapist or something in that to help others heal through that. And again, you're the focus here is on realigning with your spirit and healing those old emotional wounds. And this is exactly what this is talking about. You have on here, let me see. Do you long to be rescued by another or receive a kiss that brings you back to life? Be wary of waiting for a prince. Break the spell of your own life. Now this is going to get back to Eros. What is the root of desire? What is the things that we want? What is the very root of that desire? And when the maiden is in light, she is curious, she is enchanting, she is sensual, she is full of vitality. A lot of sensuous energy, a lot of divine feminine energy here, Virgo. So let's not be afraid of that, but let's embrace that. Right? Society for the longest time has kind of shut that down, or kept us small, especially as women, not wanting us to own our sensuality and our mind and our soul. And so you might just be a breakthrough for that. So let's go into the Moonology deck, and we'll pull 2 cards from here. And there's a reason, right? I was going to pull 3 cards, but for the first card, there was 2 cards together. See, there's a reason these cards come out as they do. So, Virgo, let's see here. What does the Moonology deck hold for you? Interesting. These readings are so spot on. You have Full Moon and Gemini, embrace the flow of life. Gemini had this card for themselves as well. So the full moon in Gemini, though, happens under the sign of Sagittarius. So this could actually culminate, although this is the reading for the sign, for the season of Gemini, their opposite sign or their balancing sign is Sagittarius. So some of this, Virgo, may come to a conclusion during Sagittarius season. Just keep that in the back of your mind. And then you have full moon in Leo. Go wild. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Go wild. With your sensual, sexual self. Just go wild, Virgo. I love it. Embrace the flow of life and go wild. Look at this. This is beautiful. I'm just loving this. Okay, Virgo. Let's get into your tarot. I will pull 7 tarot unless anything else wants to come out. And then we'll take the card on the root of the deck. And we are using today, what are we using? The Light Seers deck. I have all my little things down here. And look, the first card that flipped over, the Sun. Coming out of the cave, right? Coming out of the cave. What are you learning? What did you learn into the cave, and where is it guiding you to? The Sun is illuminating a brand new path for you. First card. Consider the luckiest, best, happiest card in the whole tarot deck. And it came out for you today, Virgo. Don't you love when that happens? Personally, I do. But this is, and then it says go wild, right? And then trust in the flow. Page of Swords. Okay. I get a feeling this is about learning to trust yourself. 2 of Swords. And making decisions that are from your place of intuition. This is what's coming up, but let's pull the rest of them out. 10 of Swords. Okay, Gemini had that as well. Okay. 9 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Very interesting. Okay, Virgo, on the root of the deck for you, Ace of Pentacles. Aces are always opportunities for new beginnings, things that come to you, and you have the choice, right? You have personal choice to accept or deny or put it on hold. So let's see what we have. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. So this is definitely Page of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. The last 3 cards. So this is really, this could be redefining your purpose, right? Because Pentacles is around money, stability, strength, the things we need to survive in life. But for some of our Virgo friends, it could be like you've been working so hard and now you're finally starting to receive the benefits of what you've worked for. So let's go into this. You have the Sun, right? Everything is illuminating for you. So even in the cave, there is always light. You know how your eyes adjust in the dark? Light is starting to shine. I would say by the end of summer, you might be almost unrecognizable to some of your friends, to the point where some of your friends may be falling off. You're learning a lot about yourself, right? The pages, they're the curious ones. You're learning a lot about yourself, the way you move through this world, the way you have been moving through this world, and how you want to move through this world. You're starting to lean into your intuition. Whenever there's a blindfold, it generally means that there's a choice to be made, and it's better to make it through your intuitive lens than your mental lens. So learning to let the intuition be what guides you and not the mind. And right after that, you have the Ten of Swords. You're releasing, it's telling me the control of the mind. I don't know if I really want to say it that way. This is what Source is saying to me. But I think you're letting go of the fact that you always have to follow the logical element and lean into the Nine of Wands, right? And lean into the impassioned part of life. Again, Nine of Wands, right? This is passion, this is heat, this is energy. And your cards are talking about sensuality and energy and sexuality. It does not have to necessarily be that, but these are the things, again, what is the real truth behind desire? What is the thing behind the desire? It is the heat. It is not necessarily always the sex, the passion, or the sex and the sensuality. It is how it makes you feel, is that inner force within you. And how that inner force makes you feel is confident and comfortable and resilient. And knowing that you can do anything. You can absolutely do anything. Because you've survived more than probably what your family and friends even know. And you can take a step back, Virgo. You can take a little step back and say, oh gosh, like, look what I did. I had very limited resources, right? Barely standing on one foot. And look what I've accomplished for myself. You found a whole new aspect in yourself. And it is these lessons and it is these hardships that have been the stepping stone. So Spirit is telling me that some of you feel like your spirit had been broken. But sometimes we kind of have to crack things open in order to let that light come out, to find out what's inside of it. There's a whole new journey for you. Some of you are going to become spiritual leaders. This is coming in very, very strong for our Virgo friends. Some of you will become spiritual leaders, whether it is in your community, whether it is online, whatever element it is. There's a big, big draw here. It's coming in extremely strong, Virgo. Wow. Virgo. Okay, let's pull your spirit animal and see what spirit animal you are working with during Gemini season. I'm changing the way I'm doing these readings, and wow, they're coming out really strong. So let's see. The honeybee. Community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance, right? Abundance. Abundance means comfort. It means stability. Look at this. So if you happen to see, of course, where I'm at in the Northern Hemisphere, it is springtime going into summer, so we see a lot of bees. This is part of a community. Like I said, Virgo, I have a really strong feeling you're becoming a leader, becoming a teacher, probably in the spiritual realm or aspect or element. That requires community. And you will be the queen leading that community. So own that space. Own that space. It's lovely. This is very lovely. And let's see. Let's pull your angel card. And we'll round out your reading. Virgo, this is phenomenal. I love this for you. Oh, cannot wait to see how you blossom and bloom. And wherever this takes you, let us know. If you'd like to share it in the community, if you'd like to share it, let us know. Okay. Isabella, yes. The timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. a happy outcome, right? And embrace the flow of life. So the timing, again, and I mentioned divine timing, it's always about divine timing, right? In the cave, when it's time to come out into the light, like it's in divine timing. So if you feel like there's been aspects of your life where you have been in a cave, you've been into a really dark spot, that's coming to a conclusion. It's coming out full throttle in a very beautiful way. So, Virgo, thank you for joining us. And this is your reading. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And of course, if you want a reading for your summer, reach out. Let's get you on the books to help you navigate. This is a lot of stuff happening. A little bit of shadow work here. It's nothing you cannot handle, because it's all divine timing. But until next time, Virgo, send you light and love and enjoy the Gemini season.